Eddie, Leinster losing is always news, especially at home.
You know? Of course.
But did Ulster kind of stumble on the blueprint?
Well, whether they stumbled on it or they actively sat down and came up with it, but they have come up with a blueprint to beat Leinster. Well, to give yourself a chance to beat Leinster, you might get a lot of things right and still lose to Leinster. They're a very good team. But they did the key things. They kept Leinster locked in their half and they won the collisions on the gain line, particularly in the second half, which was most important. And we see here in the first half, they didn't get that so right in the first half. Leinster are on the front foot here, and you can see Ulster struggling. They're all over the place. They're short on numbers, the defensive line is messy, the spacing's wrong, they're facing the wrong way, and you're thinking at this stage, Leinster are going to come out here and score a few tries and settle, and on they'll go. Again, same problem here, 3 Leinster attackers plus 2 out wide, and you see on the outside, again, Ulster all over the place, disjointed, and you can't see them surviving at half-time in this because they're only 7 points up. But in the second half, it changed. Look at the speed of the Leinster line, or the Ulster line gets right into Leinster's face, causing a turnover. Again here, push the out half, Byrne back inside into the traffic, no option out the back. Here, again, they go wide. Frawley has one option, just to kick the ball away. He can't get it out to the outside channels. And again here, they come up, pressure on the receiver, and the ball's knocked on. And of course, like all that pressure in the second half eventually told. Here, Jimmy O'Brien forces an offload at the very end, and James Hume is off. And that kind of summed up the second half. An Ulster performance changed tactically by getting off the line, getting the pressure on Ulster and Leinster. And Ulster survived in the first half, even though they didn't defend well, by the fact that they had so much possession, so much territory. So the template for beating Leinster, if you can pull it off, keep them locked in their half, get off the line, make big tackles, and put pressure on by taking space and time away. Easier said than done, but if you do that, you have a chance of winning, and there it is.
Yeah, I think if you might remember the start of the lockdown when Leinster beat Munster either in a semi-final or final, Leo was quite critical of Munster's game plan after the match. And everyone's going, well, you won the match, why is he critical of it? I think he's critical of it because he knows that's what Leinster hate to play against. Leinster kind of need 2 teams to play to be able to get into the rhythm, and their defence is very aggressive, so if you play that second wave attack and they catch you behind the gain line, they get energy from that. If you look at how Ulster set up, you know, they box kicked relentlessly with Cooney being back. They played him one side of the field. They never played out the back door. They played narrow off 9. So they kept Leinster pinned in a very small area of the field. Now, Dragons did it over in Newport earlier on in round 3, and Leinster struggled with it. Now, Dragons did it differently. They just played kick tennis, because Leinster are very pragmatic in terms of how they work up the field. And the running rugby we see from Leinster generally is when they're ahead on the scoreboard. So it's just interesting what other teams do.
So there's a misperception that it's all flowing stuff from...
Well, yeah, they're very methodical how they work up the field.
Yeah.
And then they're very good at actually getting points when they get into your half. But against Ulster got the lead. And also, as Eddie said, at half-time, Ulster changed their defence a lot more aggressive. But they had a lead to protect.
And I think the plan might have been, Bernard, from the start, that Ulster was supposed to do that for 80 minutes, but for whatever reason, they were getting their balance wrong, and they were scrambling. And luckily for them, Leinster had some really good line breaks in the first half, but found a way to mess it up and knock it on. And the other thing is that Ulster did really well. They were very strategic when they went after ruck ball. They didn't go after every ruck, but they got 7 turnovers, which is a colossal number of turnovers at the breakdown. Like, they absolutely destroyed the Leinster ruck, which you don't get to do. Leinster are very good at retaining the ball.
A real momentum killer, that.
They are huge moments. They energise the team. Suddenly you feel the game plan's working. So if you step back, what you do with a team like Leinster, who are top dogs in almost every statistic, you take away their territory, you take away the gain line, you put them under pressure, which sounds a bit, cliched, but it's important against a team like Leinster, because if you give them space, you give them time, you give them opportunities, they will cut you up. So I think if anyone's looking at this, they're going to say, chance to beat Leinster, this is where we start.